straight behind that also. Going further south is deployment from CORE. One squad down there already. Not as many members down south, though. Looks like CORE's prio on the point itself instead of the southern control. CORE losing a lot of bodies off the start there. Both Stewart and Lux getting into the mix. Nobody actually on point itself. It's all in sector. This CORE Lux taking shots directly from medium tank of the allies off the start. Going down. Is that an AT gun? No, that's going to be the 75 hit in there on the side. Okay, very nice from them. Allies getting a good start to this one. Nice artillery killing half a squad there. Nobody's still on the point. It's just saturated by arty right now. Still contested battle on the south for south control. Nobody getting to point yet. Navy maybe thinking about it. Artillery just absolutely pounding anybody who steps a foot inside that mid-cap circle. Let's go on board with Callie John here. Squad leader from CORE assaulting the midpoint, trying to get into that hard cap. You can hear him or see him crouch when he hears the artillery come in. He does not want to get killed by that arty. Finally making onto point JKL and Callie John. There's a Stewart on the backside. Ooh, Stewart gets a nice splash kill there onto Callie John. No OP gonna be going up right next to point. That's okay. His is not too far away. Nice play on the south, though. Looks like DC and Raptors winning that southern fight so far. Fleischer able to push and clear out the OP on the south. Couple OPs going down there. So very, very nice play there from DC and Raptors. And it looks like they're going to reap the benefits there of taking the south by also taking the midpoint. 70% cap progress and growing here. Panzer IV is winning a battle, forcing 75 to retreat. Don't know how much further that Panzer IV wants to go in here. It's going to get exponentially more dangerous as the P4 pushes. Might have a peak on that 75, though. Uh-oh. Talking of the exponential danger, does Ebla have a rocket? Seems like he's too busy with the infantry battle. No, he's going to lose his head before he can get it off there. So good supporting the Panzer IV. I think the Panzer IV realizes he needs to get the hell out of Dodge. And there it is, 3-2 for the Raptors also while we're watching this little fight here. Nice start for them. Let's see how CORE can come back into this one and maybe take back the midpoint. It is expected, though. Of course, allies do have a slight advantage on the midpoint in this map. It's on their side of the point. Easier, faster push to get in the good deployment zones for OPs. So after that little victory for the Panzer IV there, the 75 has fully repaired and is back in the fight. Also have a Stewart on the north side pushing out. Raptors and DC trying to push that advantage and maybe cauldron these forces on the south. Going on board the Stewart, pushing in. Uh-oh. That was a awkward spawn there from that OP. Hopefully Crusader can stay up and live to put another OP down. He's very good at that. One of the best defensive squad leaders in the game. Doesn't get, you know, the most kills out of each match, but definitely puts his squads and his team in a position to aggressively attack the point. You know, we've seen it in competitive play. We've seen it in the mixed competitive friendlies. We've seen it in competitive friendlies. He time and time again puts his squads in such good positions, and it takes patience. Something that a lot of squad leads can learn from. You know, as a defensive squad lead, you don't need to be, you know, Ramboing through the point. Usually that just leads to getting clapped. If you can stay in a spot and make the defenses clear past you and put up a good OP, that's worth more. Unfortunately, he's going to get spotted out there. It looks like Juge was able to spot him in the bush, so that's not going to happen. CORE does lose their Panzer IV, however. Second attack already coming here on the back line. Humpel Pumpel set up well for that. Fred's going to take out Vadi here, so Core just finding another lane here to assault the midpoint. Oompa Poompa's going to spot the Gary there, take out an OP. Should be fairly easy to kill this Garrison if he can get an AT to his position there. Fred, unfortunately, is not that AT. He's not that guy. Fred gonna get another kill there for his second kill of that life. Uh-oh. Steven has a good angle onto this flank. Doesn't realize it, though. Runs right by Humpel and Fred. Garrison under attack here from the Axis. Humpel's going to throw a few nades. Peek that tight angle. If he can get just an AT, they should be able to take out that defensive Gary. We'll check back in with that one. Rotating over to the fourth point of Core. You can see how their defense is set up. They have a Woof on the north side here with CC. And then a team, looks like Archery has rotated out of that tank for now and is going infantry on the defensive also. Not too much going on in terms of the attack here from DC or Raptors. You can see there's nothing going on just yet. Taking a quick look at map. Yeah, decent, Garrison coverage. They have, 4 Garys up, 1 red zone Gary, and then just 2 of these Garys are on the edge here, allowing that southern attack and that northern attack to come in. Also having a Tiger push into the point right here. Let's see if we can't find that Tiger and see what he's getting up to. Oh, speaking of Tiger, did he just explode? No, he's a little further back there. Something did just explode on point, though. Northern fight's going a little worse here. Oh my gosh, a full squad getting cleared out there, I think. Not too sure what that was, but that was a little rough there for the Raptors squad. They all got clapped. They got decent defense out though. They're not under too much threat. There always is a threat of that push through the middle. You can see like Godsend, Profex, skill issue there. Shooter's doing okay though to stop it so far. At some point, DC and Raptors are gonna have to put some offensive pressure on. Otherwise, this is just gonna become too much to handle here. Core's gonna find the weaknesses and exploit them. On the south side, doing good. Defenders pushing out here, trading kills near the spawns of Core. Of course, just coming from their blue zone Gary, it's gonna be very easy to reinforce this position. On the attack, a little bit of offensive pressure here. Ninja Pulver's squad with Vadi and Wasabi here. Vadi getting a double kill on JKL and Mr. Not too bad. They're only Judge Fabster left in between point. Can Ninja Pulver get that kill? He's in the open field. Judge is going to have an easy time of that one. Vadi going to be pushing up the right side, though. Let's go on board with Vadi. See if he can spot out Judge Fabster here on the defensive. Taking his time, slow peeking this. Yeah, he knows exactly where Judge is. Unfortunately, Vadi tunnels too much, and we did too, as JKL, Fleeter, and Cali John come in. So that OP was just a centimeter away from where Vadi was. Unfortunately, Vadi got rooted there. And that push is falling apart. Ninja Pulver going down. Wasabi, only one left alive, but not too much ground taken here for the Allies team. Profex, skillish issue, skillless. I don't know should we call him skill issue or skillless? I don't know. We'll call him skillless. Pushing up the canal there. You can see it's very easy to get close to point, but Musinin has that one covered off very easily. Some smoke coming into point. I wonder if we're going to see an airhead. That's not very typical of Core. I don't think I've ever seen them airhead into smoke before. They don't use their airheads quite like that. Maybe trying to give some cover for that infantry offensive. I don't see, exactly what that is, though. Quickly check the map again for you guys. pretty standard game. I mean, Core is getting pressure onto the Arty. They are trying to get some deeper garrisons, and they have lost their southern frontline Gary here. Maybe they're going to go for something a little deeper because they do have 7 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to go maybe a 7th and an 8th on the back line, possibly. Who knows? Maybe they want to keep one open for a flex Gary. We're going to see one deep right here from Altair, though, and maybe a flanking maneuver from this southern element of Core. DC and Raptors holding the line on the 3-2 pretty well, though, all things considered. They're not going to know about this this garrison yet. There was a supply drop coming in. I'm surprised Steven did not see that, though. I mean, that supply drop is clear as day coming in behind the DC lines. Steven apparently misses it. Reed also missing that. So a big kind of misplay here. If we can look, did Elva here see it? Did Clippy see it? Clippy is bipoded, but he is looking to the northwest. So no, nobody's seeing this supply drop back here. That's going to be a big win for Altair and in a good position. I mean, it's not the best position. There's still open field, so a casual glance could easily suss that out, but still a little miss there by the DC and Raptors boys. On the south side, still heavy fighting over the south of point. DC Raptors doing a good job to contain these axes down here. Clippy still fighting. Elva here grinding away. Where is the offense? The offense is sorely needed. Big explosion on the north side. Gonna zoom in and see if we can't see what that is. That's the Tiger going down. So scratch one Tiger there for the Axis team. That's gonna hurt, especially considering the power spikes that will come after from the allied armor. LeGrand Creek still fairly empty. One more Tiger on the field on the south here. You can see it's going to be Archery, Rising, and Bully back in that one. So hopefully they can stay alive there. That would be bad for Core if they're not able to. Don't see any kind of flanking going on. I mean, even Recon Billy is kind of stuck here. I don't know if he's hidden in a bush. What he's doing? Is he going to go for Soviet Viking? Not falling for that one for a second. Thought he might have gone for the knife. He was just going to go for the Gary there. Still though, yeah, not having too much luck on the attack here. I wonder if, okay, so there's a second tank out the middle. Tigers in the middle here. Not a lot of infantry. I wonder if DC and Raptors might go for a mid push, like straight up the middle here. Bombing run, airhead off of that pressure. If you get 2 to 3 tanks in there with a Stuart going first, just causing chaos, drawing those initial shots, you know, maybe a couple of those miss, the Stuart gets through, he does some more damage, runs over some OPs. I could see that working. The key's going to be taking out this Tiger though. Because it doesn't look like DC is going to get anything kind of on the flanks. There's no really flanking maneuvers going on. Raptors and DC. Arty's still pounding on either side in the middle. Tiger is pushing up to challenge here. I think one of the 76s on the backside is trying to hit a pack gun and missing. Let's see what this Tiger is shelling. Finally, okay, so tank fight. First one on camera right here through the hedges. Tiger's got the advantage. Offler hopping out to repair and fall, and so does Fallback the tank. I think they're still alive there. Can't quite see. It's so hard to see through these hedges. Yes, they are. So 76 still alive, is able to pull back and stay safe. Nice driving there and a good timing on those repairs. Tanks fairly evenly balanced here, especially in 1v1s. Raptors and DC lead about 20 minutes into this one, about 29 actually now. Humpel Pumpel off of that backline. Gary is making a nice flank around. Unfortunately, he gets caught by Bleacher Yunga here. Sirius also on the clearing operation. OP is down. Mental is spawning in on that. That's going to be an important fight here on the backside of point. If Mental and the rest of his squad mates can kill Bleicher and push out of this position, they could potentially be very dangerous. Oh, they miss each other completely. Bleicher, Mental not looking. Finally, Mental sees him. Okay, there we go. There's the kill. That was looking a little sketchy there for a second. So kills come in first. There are shots from behind the cam right now, but it looks like Hoomple, Poomple, Fred, and Mental are going to be able to push on. Sirius going a little wider here. It's going to need to double back. This OP is going to be moved soon anyways. Mental going to be dropped there. Horton Ho Commander, last line of defense over here, right beside the Gary. Fred, though, is going to be getting that satchel down. Once that satchel's down, that Gary is going to be gone. Only question is, has Fred already got that satchel? No, he's going to lose the fight to Horton Ho there. I don't see the satchel just yet. I want to rotate and zoom in. Yes, it is. Satchel is down, and it is right there. So that Garrison is on borrowed time. Nice play there by Fred, and a nice little flanking maneuver here by Hoompa Poomple. Now, can he fight his way out of this one? That's going to be difficult. There's going to be a big QRF coming in here. Now, whether or not this response leads to a gap opening on the front line, that's the big question right now. Clippy in Para in a 1v1 here. Clippy going to win that one. Clippy has an opportunity here to push the OP. He's not going to take it right off the bat. Oh, pushes a little later. Mental's going to have an opportunity now for that kill onto Clippy. And he gets it. So OP stays alive for now. However, that Garrison did go down. Now, those assets, those bodies that are being committed to that QRF on the backside, are they pulling from anywhere else? Well, on the north, it looks pretty standard. On the south side, I mean, the Axis are making a little bit of advances. Anthrox actually behind the force of DC here. Seeing if he can't do some work. Just need to find out where that... Okay, so we can see the Garrison on the right there. Anthrox should be able to spot that if he rotates to this side. Should be able to spot this Gary out. I think he might be a little tunneled to the north. If he just rotates to the south side and gives his head a little peek through the window, he will be able to see this Gary, though. Oh, sorry. I'm sure we'll start to see some arty on it when that happens. Good on Hoomple Poomple, though. This is a pain in the sides here of this DC team. Keeping that pressure up, keeping that body there, making the Raptors DC squad kind of deal with him and not making it easy. All those bodies that are committed, you can see now the push coming in from the left side of your screen. More advances from Core. And again, no pressure on that fourth point. That's really going to be the undoing here of this allied team. They're not putting that pressure on the fourth. Core is able to decisively kind of push across the map, pick off, pressure, push the pressure points here and there. You can see on the backside, Hoomple Poomple doing work, allowing, just that 3 or 4 guys that are being drawn back to deal with it, allowing this Core force to push up. Now, credit to Amp, Henry, Soul Raver, Clippy, Wasabi. These guys down here, they're not, rolling over here. They're getting the respawns, they're getting kills, they're trying to keep up those kills, but the pressure is coming, and it's coming fast. Now with Godsend in that trench, north side pressure is keeping up. Godsend, though, is coming straight up the middle here. Already on point on the backside, too, and this is going to be a decisive little play here in the strong point. Smoke coming in to cover the advance. That should be a telltale sign here for Tommy and H from the Raptors. Profec's going to miss his first shot there onto Tommy. Tommy finally going to drop there. Juge and Pejman are in decent spots to defend here, but with so much smoke, it's going to be very hard to see what's going on. 76 falling back. Nice going for the satchel play onto the 76. 76 also getting flanked from the north. Panzer 4. 76 stays alive. Satchel goes down. 76 still taking shots here. Can he find that Panzer 4? Nice aggressive play here from the tanks of Core. Unfortunately, 76 is going to get out with that one with his life. Panzer 4 is going to need to fall back because he can get one tap there by the 76. Panzer IV is also on a Gary here from the Raptors. I don't think he knows about that one. DC and the Raptors having a Gary right on the other side of the hedge there. A little unlucky for that Panzer IV not to get the kill and not to get that garrison there. Profex has made it inside the point though. We're getting closer and closer with each attack, and actually right here, Profex might have the ability to satchel on the tank. Oh, the tried and tested HE shot to the ground in front of you, working wonders there. Now that's a lot of smoke here. I'm surprised Core is dropping this much smoke. They really don't have anybody in point. They're not dropping an airhead there. So why the spam of smoke? Maybe wishful thinking. Unfortunately for Core though, their push was sussed out. You can see artillery shells landing on the backside, Ninja Pulver on the flank. Not going to be able to get back into the point. Yeah, the 76 is just shelling straight down that hedge too. Finally, we are seeing some pressure on the fourth. Legrand Cirque with, who is this? So this is going to be, well, Prowie, Nvidia, and Wasabi coming from the west. So what happened here? Was it an airhead possibly? Could we have a deep Gary? Maybe a half track. Nvidia on point takes out the garrison. Prowie going to clap. Werner Voss on point. Core have an issue, and that is members of the Raptors and DC on their back point now. Really important, we see some rotations. Where's the next squad leader? Not here yet. Only one squad push. We're looking on the backside. Finally, we're getting some pressure, though. Yeah, only one squad. So trading there. Scalp going to get the kill onto Will. CC also here on point, but unfortunately, there's just not enough bodies. Again, it could help maybe with some frontline pressure as Core has to fall back to deal with this. But ultimately, not a decisive attack here, and it's going to get sussed out and cleaned up pretty quickly. Now, hopefully, that does relieve some pressure. You know, it's not all for nothing here. Relieving the pressure it was needed. You can see Anthrax now zoom in the mix, putting pressure on the backside of the chapel. So very much needed little reprieve. However, I think, you know, we only saw 2 out of the 6 potential people back, and that attack was defeated fairly quickly here. Very nice to see how many bodies they got back. Well, finally, there is some recon, though. DXM, hopefully he can get a spawn in. We can actually see the garrison positioning that was placed, the supply truck going down for the allies here. So that's what it was, a simple flank, and that needs to happen more often. Hopefully that truck can get blown up there. Core gonna blow that one up. Maybe, you know, there isn't ninja supplies left in it. I would have maybe liked to also see like an airhead into that one. I think there was a timer for at least one spawn. You put the airhead into the smoke there. You attack with that squad, and if that squad could have had a full rotation, maybe a recon squad plus 1 infantry squad, airhead on top of that, that has the potential to really do some damage. Finally, though, we're seeing the attacking squads kind of find their feet for the allies here. Prowie on the prow with DXM in support. Now he's only one man. Jubs Fabster and Werner Voss are in the hedges, and that's going to be an easy kill. That kind of pressure needs to be consistently applied all game. And you know what? That hasn't done a whole lot to really relieve the pressure on the backside, because look, Mental, Sema, Falkenmeister position on the south. Now they're not immediately in that village to the south. It's kind of the second one there, but that can easily be used to stage for a push onto point. Profex very close in the front. Tommy defending with H. There's still kind of a hole here that DC and Raptors are gonna have to clean up. Not to mention kind of an overcommitment on the backside to defend here. This is maybe the first kind of mistake we've seen from the allies so far, committing way too many bodies onto the backside here. If we zoom out, you can see it's only Spieler on the backside here. Anthrax was here. He's no longer. There he is, mouth breathing there. Humpo Pumpo also going to be rotating to help. And kind of drawn out here, the allies committing too many bodies to the back. Really only need 1 or 2 bodies in the hedges there. And the rest kind of need to be focusing on the south, because they are losing control over the south of their point here as they commit those bodies on the backside. Only Tommy left alive. This is going to look a little dangerous. Now, if If Core do lose another Tiger, that could be bad news bears. Basabi unfortunately runs out right in front of the gunner port for the driver. 76 fighting that Tiger again. Both tanks kind of falling back, not able to get a decisive kill. If this Tiger can stay alive though and help this push for the Axis, I think they might be able to just put that over the top on the south, but not really making, or not making, but taking kind of advantage of their gains there. Tommy's still alive here. Cali John pushing for position. The rest of the squad kind of following up behind. Not kind of the decisive push that I was looking or expecting for. I mean, Core taking their time here. You can see Zoom, Hoomple Poomple coming up behind there, trying to get that decisive south control. Finally, kind of rotating to the threat is DC, able to put a bunch of bodies. They've realized they've kind of been duped here, put a bunch of bodies onto this, successfully killing Cali John. So a good kind of rotation there and a realization that they didn't need those bodies on the back. 59 minutes to go, 1 hour to go in this one, still 3-2. Waiting for the next attack here from the Allies. Hopefully we'll see it soon. Definitely going to be trying to clear out this south of the point, though. You're just tuning in. It is 3-2 for the Allies. Of course, that is the Raptors and DC playing together against Core here. Middle point is Chapel. Let's take a quick look at the map. 2 tanks out. We are actually casting from the Axis side. 2 tanks out here for them. 2 Tigers with a Puma on the south. Looking to clear out nodes, looking to clear out backline Garys here for the Allies. We got 2 red zone Garys. 1 is in the red, and then the rest are backline Garys. Looks like the commander might be looking to get something on the south here because they are a little shy there in terms of spawns. Losing that northern Gary though, important here for Core. Also losing this battle on the south of point. Very hard though, DC Raptors playing very defensively. We've only seen one kind of offensive push from them so far, but Zuede looks like he was able to push in behind here and take out that Gary, so props to him getting behind the Axis players here on the north. Also Odie Panda pushing in. Yeah, so Allies do have a far northern Gary that they're using to kind of push and trickle in behind. We've said it before and we'll say it again, the best defense in Hell Let Loose really is a trickling offensive into the back of your enemy's offensive, if that makes sense. So you'll push in behind from where your enemy's attacking from, make them kind of need to watch their backs, but also attack from the front against the defenders. And more often than not, you can sneak through and get the kills onto their spawns, whether it be their Garys or OPs. Kind of in the north side, directly north of point, we still have an intense battle here. It's been going on since the start of this one. Core has not been able to push across the road and take out the OPs and Garys of the defenders here, who are Raptors right now. Of course, they had that Panzer IV push. Didn't work out for them. Holding well, on the defensive on the north side here. It's so close, though. It's kind of like a knife or a razor's edge as, just one push through. Lucky got me one push through this Gary, and that could really tip the scale of the battle towards the Axis team. 2 stack of 76s on the north here. Going to be looking to try and find that Tiger. Tiger playing very cautiously here. He's got at least 2 hedgerows and a small peak angle you can see between them. Allies dropping some more supplies on the north side here. Lucky Gummy does make it through. But can he get on this Gary? That's the real question. That would be a huge play here for Core if they can get this Gary. Lucky Gunny going to kill a few on the OP. He's not able to get the Gary. It's so close, but yet so far. If only he had a satchel, he might be able to get the kill. Unfortunately, 4 men spawn in here, and he does get taken out. It is on literally a razor's blade balance here between either teams. Neither team able to really push and get position. Speaking of position, though, Prowie has found himself back on point. Now, this time he needs to do it a little differently. Get that OP down. Get that 6-man, 5-man plus Prowie respawn into the point. Attack with that full squad. Maybe get an airhead off the top of it. You'll have about 30 seconds to a minute where that redeploy from core is going to come in, where you can potentially get one spawn wave in. It's all about timing. It's going to be very close here. Prowie, though, kind of biding his time, finally does go hot with a kill onto Woofadoo. Unfortunately, he's going to have 3 or 4 camping core defenders to contend with after this one. Prowie from the Raptors going to get 2 kills there, double kill on the attack here. Now he's gone hot, so I mean, core's going to know about this. They're going to rotate to this. They're going to commit defenses towards Prowie here. I'm not too sure what his plan is. I don't know if he has rotations coming into his squad. I don't see anybody here. Maybe trying to bait out some defenders to fall back. I would have expected like the 6 best shooters from the team to immediately rotate in. And as Prowie loses his head there, Mister has a really nice peek onto that canal. Would have expected a rotation of 6 good shooters in. Maybe it's a bait. Wasabi on the backside coming into it. It's only 1 man though. There isn't any more. Judge Fabster should have an easy kill onto Wasabi. Yeah. So Wasabi does kill Woof. There's the rotation, and it's a little late. I mean, Mister's not bipoded up. He should be able to get back into that position now that he hears the gunfire, and immediately is suppressing again. Now, only 3 come in. See, again, like, you need that 6-man rotation. Schnar is also just on the backside. That's going to be an easy clear here. So, kind of timing mistakes happening, not getting rotations, you know, going hot. You don't need to take those shots to kill those guys on point. They don't know you're there. They might not know you're in the area, but they don't know you're there where you are exactly until you take the shot. So it's a little disappointing to see on the attack. Tiger pulling up against 2 76s here as we rotate a little bit. I wonder if there's a Southern Tiger joining him. Let's check the map really quick. Yes, there is. So Southern Tiger, Northern Tiger here for core. Now, can they kind of weed out one of those 76s from 2 angles and take him out? That is yet to be seen. But core making a big push again. They're pushing through the middle this time while pushing on the south, and they have a few guys on the backside. But can they make this one stick? Now, a few more bodies coming on this flanking attack while putting frontline pressure on. It's going to be up to Hort Go here to realize what's going on and respond to it. So far, just 2 members of the infantry squad and a recon team committed to this one. Mouth breathing Spieler from the recon, Anthrax and Hoompa Pumple. Hoompa Pumple from the infantry. That's actually Anthrax getting clapped by Horton Ho from the bush. Looking on the north side, looks like one of those 76s is also taking some damage as he goes down. Tiger going to get the kill on that one there. Where is that second 76? Excuse me. Don't see it in the field here. Core getting a little tank victory with that one. Now, if we can't find this 76, that might be trouble here. 2 core Tigers versus no tanks in defense here for the Allies. Gonna have to start building some AT guns if that's the case. Core very good at pushing with tanks. We've seen it before in many types of competitive scenarios. When you have those tanks, especially if you use those 2 tanks in one lane, you can very easily suppress any AT efforts. You know, one tank can take 1 shot while the second tank engages the AT and crushes them. And we're seeing a little bit of that right now. A little bit more spread out though for core than usual. Bully down there on the south repairing. Some cap progress coming in though. This is going to be a big push here for core, pushing Tiger straight into point after that victory against the 76. Let's see how the Allies respond to this pressure. 50% cap progress already for core. Core has taken the south there, taken out full infantry squad. Rotations coming in. It'll be very important here. Can this DC squad south of point do enough to stop this cap? There goes the bombing run right now, killing people from both teams. However, more from the Allies. Puma going to come out on the backside also with a timing attack. Big artillery strike comes down. 1-man Puma going to sit on the backside here and rain hell in. Now, can Juge see this Puma? Not in time before he gets clapped. Emergency alarms going off here on the defensive. However, most of that infantry was killed. So a decent rotation. Core just could not get this garrison we're going to zoom in on right here. They got real close. They just could not get the Gary. Respawns come in. Bombing run, while it does do good work, is not enough. Now let's see if the second kind of attack into point here will yield any fruit. So far, Tiger is pushed up very far. Godsend Scav trying to force the issue down the canal, not having too much luck with it though. Puma on the backside also. A nice little timing attack causing some chaos. He's going to get clapped by an allied tank coming to the battle. Bombing run retaliation here on the front from the allies. Airhead coming straight into point here also. Now, is that quickly? Let's check the map here. That is going to be an Axis Airhead. I don't see that staying up for too long though. Clowns, Bimsakai, they're going to have to know about this one. Core is going to have to be really smart about this. Now, immediately that airhead's going to go down. Nice rocket strike there. And kind of a mistake from Core. They really should have dropped that airhead on the other side of the street on the west. If they dropped it on the west side, it would have been in cover. I don't think it would have been able to be taken out so easily. We also have another tank fight coming in on the backside here. Tiger engaging a 76. 76 getting the kill. Where is that 76? There he is. Wow, that's a long tank engagement here for the allies getting the kill on this one. That's going to be the crew of Offler, Oiled Up Thug, and Alex Boss getting the kill onto the Tiger. You can see we'll just fly over here through the battlefield. The Tiger is down. And with that take on the Tiger, I think that push is going to fall apart here. No tank support from the front. They are still fighting about one infantry squad off of an OP. However, no airheads down. That OP looks like it just got killed by Soul Raver too. So really nice sponge defense here, able to absorb all that pressure. You know, it looked a little dicey. I think Core were pretty close to taking that one. If they got that garrison on the south, they just were not able to take it. So props to the defense. Nice try from Core. Now let's see. The ball is in the court of the allies here. What can they do? There's a lot of pressure on the front. It seems only Prowie is the one pushing. He's going to get killed again by either Judge Fabster or Exis. Now, there's actually a secret spot right here. Is it right here? I think it is. Yeah, right here. There's a little spot right here. I don't know if you know about it, but you can get inside the bush here. Right in there. And it's super hard to see them. That might actually, they might have actually taken some of the bushes out, because last time I was over here, that was a little more covered up and you could get in there and hide. And it's just an amazing spot, especially if you're squad leader, you want to bypass defenses. You know, you get into that spot, they clear their lines, you know, you wait 2-3 minutes and then you can suddenly sneak right into point. Good defensive response from Core though. I guess they were anticipating a counterattack not being able to be fleshed out fully. Also, Core though still in a very good position here. You know, Zoom squad in a good position. Faj getting a few kills there. They're really within, you know, striking distance of this Gary, and I'm kind of surprised we aren't seeing more attempts from rockets from Core here. That's something we saw a lot from them in the past, using rockets to attack when they kind of do their blitz attacks like we just saw. They'll use rockets on predetermined spots for garrisons and just infantry, and they'll use 4 or 5 rockets. They'll all go to different spots and try to AoE on the known garrison spots. Something I think I hope to see of Core. You know, Fred is on that rocket, and if we kind of go down onto the garrison here to give you guys kind of a picture in your head, you know, you can easily see this garrison from 150 meters away. It's not that hidden. All it takes is one member of Core on that to scan, and they should see the Gary. These, you know, got good eyes, Core guys. They got good eyes. They should be able to see that. So I'm surprised that hasn't been rocketed yet. Very surprised. On the offensive for the Allies, Ninja Pulver squad with Vadi and Nvidia, only 3 guys right now. There is a Tiger and 3 others from the opposite team contesting them. Ninja Pulver going to get a kill there onto Profex. JXL, or JKL, sorry, going to be rotating. Ninja in the bushes here. Uh-oh, doesn't have his gun up. JKL in for the easy kill. Burn those bushes, Core. Real Core. Mr. Pink. Burn those bushes. Amen to that. Vadi. Ooh, Vadi. Kalijan goes over the wall and gets the kill onto Vadi there. Nice little kill from him, but still the same kind of contested battles here we're seeing on the south and the middle. Going to the north side, looks like Raptors from this coalition have pushed out. I don't think we'll call it a coalition, a team from this team have pushed out. Playing with some members from their other coalitions, though, the Raccoons. Blacklist. Call them Blacklist or the Raccoons. I mean, their logo is the raccoon, so, you know. I wonder what animal the French teams, if they come up with a new coalition, if there is such a thing as a new coalition, we'll go with next. We've seen the 5 with the cock, or the rooster, as it's known in English. We've seen Blacklist with the raccoon. Let me know what you guys think the next animal will be for the French coalition, what they'll go with. Honestly, I love the 5 logo. It was so cool. It was a rooster with a helmet on, with the feathers like sticking out. It looked badass. I don't know. I think they could have kept that one. Of course, they got new team members in. They chose to go a new way. Got a Panzer IV pushing with Harald, OP, and Marcy. That's interesting. Haven't seen that one. Looks like Core's maybe pushing for another timing attack here. They are making some cap progress, of course. You can see on the top bar there. Just from sector, there's nobody really in the chapel. So we might see that Panzer IV push in for a timing attack with the rest of the team. If we go behind the point, really only recon harassment on the backside. Nothing too major here. Lucky Gummy, nice. Still on the north. They've been there pretty much the whole game, though, fighting. Horton Ho also helping out on that north side. Now, this squad, if they can get around, they could do some damage here. Raptors need to realize the threat and kind of pull some bodies back. Not a huge frontline threat. Nice here, threatening. Going to be getting the OP potentially and the Gary. Oh, he's going the wrong way, though. Nice. Look back. Nice. He's got to deal with Odie Panda on the backside. I think he might have fragged him. Okay, Odie Panda's down, but Nice just completely misses the spawns. Now, Yoshi and Lucky Gummy are following up on this one, though. We'll see. Yoshi's in a really good spot to murder everyone or kill everyone who spawns in. He misses it too. Nobody spawned back. Nobody knows about this push. Odie Panda should be ringing the alarm bells right now. Unfortunately for Nice and Yoshi, they completely missed the Gary. Now, Lucky Gummy should be right on top of this Gary. Where's the response? There it is. Lucky Gummy. Can he get the kills on the garrison? It's so close. Yoshi's going to go down. Lucky Gummy goes down. Clown stays alive. The Gary stays alive. Now, I don't think Core's going to make that mistake a second time. Definitely going to put some more emphasis on taking out that Gary. Unfortunately, they've just lost about 30 to 40 seconds with that push. There's enough time here for a rotation from the allies to deal with this push. It's just going to be up to Scalp and his squad to realize that they need to take back that northern house here. Scalp's going to go down. Zim with the kill. Clown's still alive. I mean, it's so close. Like that was so close there. Instead of going left, if he had gone right, he would have seen the OP and the garrison, and that garrison would have been down. Core would have had the north control. Oh, might see some effects of that Panzer IV. Going to zoom out a little bit here. Potentially. I think that Panzer IV was just taken out, though. Yeah, oh man, I thought we were going to see a nice little tank battle. 75 wins that fight on the backside. And now the 75 is going to easily kind of suppress any push from Core here. So close between these two, though. So close between these two. Can Raptors and DC give Core their first win in a long while? That's the real question here. And the longer we go into the game, it's looking like, if they're lucky, they might be able to. I mean, Core just really down to luck on that one, going left instead of right. We saw that in the HPL finals too, where there was a garrison on point and we saw one of the 116 members go left instead of right. If he went left, he would have been on the garrison and had enough time to take it out, but he went right and he didn't, and the spawn wave came in on point. DC doing a good job to hold with Raptors on the south also. Zoom trying to push in, trying to gain some ground. They kind of are alreadying the garrison position, just not able to get any kind of AT to take it out from range. If we rotate over to the LeGrand Creek, I wonder if any attack is going down. No, nothing. Let's do a quick kind of zoom from south to north on the backside for you guys so you can see here. Nothing going on for the attackers. There is nobody in the back lines. And again, we've said this before, it's very, very dangerous. Prowney has switched to recon and is looking to get something up. Oh, Lucky Gummy Crusader on the left. Do they see him? I don't. Prowney's going to go for the kills here. But my question again is, why do you go for those kills? What's your intent? To go and kill people? Or are you going to try and get in a position where you can put spawns up? I think the latter is kind of the ideal play. You want to put those spawns up. Now, I understand you're going to maybe have to kill somebody at some point. But too close, kind of not flanking far enough. And again, we're going to kind of have that same situation where Core is going to put that pressure on, and there's not going to be the ability to relieve it. Now, of course, you always have the airhead bombing run play to throw behind enemy lines if you have no one there. It's very difficult to make work with nobody to support it, but it's an opportunity and an ability that the commander is going to have at his discretion. Raptors making some progress on the north. Let's go zoom into that one. Now, this is a trap. I think on the defensive, unless you really have a full force, and even I don't think this works on the north side that well. Pushing out is kind of a trap. Now, if Core can exploit this spawn loop with Crusader and Cyrix, and if the Raptors keep to push out, they could potentially lose some of their OPs on the front right here. That would be dangerous. '76 thinking twice about pushing south here. If we quickly check the map, let's see where the Axis armor is. So they're going to go with a Lux on the north and a Tiger up the middle here. Of course, the Lux is not as good as the Stuart in this kind of shock, quick backline pushes. Lux doesn't have the whole machine gun. It doesn't have that cannon. It's got one machine gun less and a smaller caliber cannon. The HE isn't as powerful. Hell, on this channel, we've seen Luxes shoot people in between their legs as they're running and it not kill them. So, Lux is not, it's a good support vehicle from range. If it's kind of stationary, it's not the best at kind of running and gunning. It also, I think it's less maneuverable than the Stuart in itself. So we'll see what it can do. Zim on the garrison here, where is the AT kit? Zim had enough time there to hit the Gary and blow it up. Where's that satchel? This is kind of something that we're missing here from Core. I'm so used to seeing them really pre-firing those spots, especially if it's identified as a garrison, pre-firing it with AT. I mean, if we go over to this Gary position, there's a couple spots that can be shot from that are not that close, easily down the road there. Where Zim was in the bush there too. The Lux might just yeet into this one. I think that's a good play if the Lux can do it. There we go. Yeah, good play from the Lux. He doesn't know where the Gary is, though. It's too hidden. Bush Gary OP. The Lux is stopped now. And I think Bommel might be able to get it regardless. There we go. There's the rotation. He doesn't see it. Oh my god, the Gary is too well hidden. Big spawn going to be coming down here. Crusaders on the Gary. Is there going to be a big spawn wave? This could be a massive play and a turning tide in this game. There we go. Down goes the Gary. Lux with a nice play in, kind of what the Panzer IV couldn't do. Here comes the 75 on a rotation here. Again, no AT here. Lux trying to escape with his life. Not going to be able to do so. 75 takes out the Lux. 75 is going to have to stay here and hold this position, though. Supplies go down. Garrison goes down. Raptors going to be really pressed as they have to defend this. Now, I think the 75 should fall back here and just watch it from a wide flank. They should be able to defend wide and prevent, you know, any core from getting around behind the point and force them down that lane to point. Oh, it's going to be tough, though. They're rotating right into the battle there. I think that might be a mistake. Now, where is that Raptor squad going to redeploy? Okay, they're on point right now. They're going to need to push north. And again, the 75 needs to fall back here. The 76 has the close coverage and is peeking long. 75 needs to fall back kind of to below the camera here to make sure none of these core guys get wide and get angles back onto the spawns and closer to point. Speaking of closer to point here, Godsend Cyrix getting very close into point here too. Oh, this is going to be rough. No AT still out. There we go. Finally, Zim rotates onto the AT. 75 put himself in a very bad position here. Is going to get hit twice right in the backside. Nice rotation here, Bemsakai. Good driving in response to that. AT going to need to get out of this hairy situation, though. Zim with the rotation and another shot. Does he get it in? Yes, he does. Down goes the tank. Very good AT gunning there from Zim, taking out the 75, and just a kind of poor positioning there. Unfortunately, only 2 crew in that tank, going to lead to a lack of situational awareness, and one less tank on point here. North side is kind of crumbling here for DC and Raptors. They really need to get back and get that position back on the north. Only one tank defending. It's going to be a 76. He has to worry about the Tiger Peaks and also defending against infantry, though. Really could see a good, like a Flex Stewart right here on the backside. You see that from Greyhounds a lot. A Flex Stewart onto the north, cover the lane, suppress the infantry, let the 76 worry about the long peaks. Speaking of long peaks, here we go. Tank fight has started right here. Misfire there for the 76. Unfortunately, just able to get out of that lane fast enough to keep himself alive. Respawn coming in on point. Godsend, Zim, Yoshi, Cyrix, all there. Scav, Crusader, Jay Thompson. This is a big push. However, Crazy Rammer is one guy I would want to have in the middle of all this. He can go off and potentially stop this right in its tracks. Bombing run comes in, though. Might not give Crazy Rammer the opportunity. Rammer's going to push through the bombing run, get 1, get 2 kills. Profex not able to kill Crazy there. Pushing the other side. He's going to rotate around. Unfortunately, misses Crusader and his squad. On the backside there. Oh, no, does not get Godsend and therefore does not get the OP, though. Damn. That is so close there in the backside. While that was happening, it looks like the Tiger did go down. So notch another kill there for the 76. Oh, no. Core unable to get that combined arms to work together for them there. Bombing run kills a lot, but ultimately doesn't give them position on point. Nice little play there, though, by Crazy Rammer, causing a ruckus in the middle of the line for that Axis squad. Really nice to see. I do like the response here on the north side. Clippy, Navy. You can see Raptors trying to regain that north control. Now, they might have gone a little too far here because, you know, they might get bogged down in that north kind of wired off position. As long as they rotate a little further south onto this core squad and try and suppress this spawn, I'm okay with that. Get that garrison back up where it was before, reclaim that bush in that north side, and you know what? They should be fine. Rotating onto the south to see here. Well, it's smooth sailing on the south here. Very comfortable position here for the DC and Raptor squad. The only thing is there isn't that garrison. It has been moved a little bit. So it's just being moved a little bit. Looks like it might have been taken out from range. Core kind of realizing where it was and hitting it with an AT gun. So just shifted a little bit over to the north there. Should be more enough, well enough safe there. If we're looking on the backside, again, Billy's back here. Where is the pressure? Just 1 or 2 squad leaders. And maybe they can't afford those guys. 30 minutes to go. We've had an hour of gameplay so far. But again, it's so tough. They're turtling on the midpoint, but at some point it's going to crack and they're going to need some pressure. They're going to need it. North side still not secure. We'll get back into this battle. Very close pressure to point. Crazy Rammer again putting himself right in the middle of all the action here. Can he get kills and OPs? That's what's going to really matter. CC pushing in around the hedge. Rammer taking some fire from the north side there. It's going to kill Scav. Crazy Rammer's going off here. Huge part of this defense on the north. But core members are making it into point. Jay Thompson, Zim, CC, Profex, making it very close to point here. You can see those kind of trademark core close proximity OPs. Rammer, you know, he's in a good spot to defend. He needs some help though. Need one guy maybe to try and push across the street here. He's going to go for it actually. Going to see Para not able to get the kill into Para. This could be bad for Core's attack here. If Rammer can find these OPs, it would really throw a wrench in this attack. Rammer's going to give his position away here to Yoshi. Yoshi pushing in. Actually, Para's going to be the one to take him out. Still, that northern OP is still up here. I'm just waiting for the Raptor squad to take back their old position and to try and defend that successfully. Crusader actually makes a breakthrough onto point. Can he get inside the chapel? Oh, it's close. Yes, he can. So Crusader on point for core here. Quite possibly could push into the backside, clear out some of these OPs. Right on point, Crusader. Can he get it? Gets one kill, gets two kills. Crusader gets three kills. Can he get the OP? He's going to have to bandage. Smoke going down. Don't think he knows about the OP. Needs to get up and push to the south right here. Is he putting his own OP up? He is. He gets his... Oh, he gets killed. The OP's down. No. Nice tank shot onto the backside. Crusader almost making it happen for his team. Tommy also in the right place at the right time. No OP for Crusader. It is so close. 30% cap progress and climbing. The northern point cannot be cleared. This northern side cannot be cleared, and core are just able to exploit this and push in. Airhead this time going to be placed a little more conservatively, learning from last time's lessons. Yes, on the other side of the canal here. This is very, very dangerous for the allies. They need to deal with this airhead. There's going to be a huge spawn in. Artillery needs to realize where this is dropping also. Core's in a really good spot. Nico's in a really good spot. Odipen is in a good spot too. Looks like there was a nade that went off, so I'm going to double check on the map. Yes, beautiful nade there from the Raptors and DC, clearing off that airhead. That could have been very, very bad there. Body parts go flying. Artie dropping. You know, very good Artie here. On point. Very good defensive force on point. The northern side has been reclaimed. PS Coin in a good position, can be able to put a new garrison up. So I'd like to see that very soon here. Bommel flanking with Lucky Yummy on the backside, serious to defend. This frontal pressure. Oh, nasty artillery kills a whole squad on respawn. It is absolutely brutal here. Core getting an artillery rain on their spawns, not able to do much. Tiger is in close proximity. That's another satchel going to go off there. And right as they spawn, the Artie's just absolutely decimating this core squad. Scalp going to try to do something, gets run over by the tank on the backside. Archery gets run over too. Oh no, Elvi here in. Now the tank has no situational awareness. Scalp did his job. Bully hops out. Bully's going to try to pistol Elvi here. They both get dropped. Tank is decrewed. Satchel is down, and down goes that Tiger. It's going to be going down. What a crazy play on the backside. But still, by some measure, the allies still are holding on here. Oh, it is so close. Bommel's going to get a flank, and unfortunately, no spawn was put on the north side here. Yes, the lines were cleared, but Bommel now has position to potentially take out a 76. OP goes up for Bommel. This game is going crazy. We're going to rotate to the fourth because cap progress is coming in. Is that going to be a half track coming in? What is this? No, a Stewart. So, or no, sorry. Yeah, it is a Stewart. Okay, so Stewart coming in. Now, can we see an airhead with this Stewart? No infantry here for the allies. Stewart just going to yeet in and maybe try to do a drive-by of garrisons, potentially, or come in and kill this Tiger. Yeah, he's going to be going for the Tiger. Unfortunately, Tiger's already down. So that's going to be a drive-by that's inconsequential. Whew, still trying to push this attack is Core right here. I mean, they've put their OPs a little further back, and they're still trying to push in. But, I mean, it's just steel rain non-stop on the front line here. A little less defenders from the allies is going to make it a little easier here for the attacking team. Also, a rotated kind of OP up. Zuede is on the MG, though, and does have this position dialed in. Finally, the 76 has rotated. I think Ball's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, trying to put some smoke out. He's going to get killed on his OP there, and that's going to be the end of that attack. Of course, still close in the mid here, but they are getting heavily suppressed by Artie, Scalp, Crazy Rammer, Navy, all flanking down to try and relieve the pressure here. Getting caught out in the open, though, getting taken out. I think, I mean, there's still cap progress here. We haven't seen that replacement of the garrison here. Hopefully Paradise can do it. That garrison needs to go back in the same spot again. That was a really good spot for the Gary. You know, the allies need another Gary on the north side to get the spawns in. I think finally we're seeing Raptors kind of collapse onto this spawn. So, you know, hopefully they can take out the OPs that Core has up. Artillery, though, still saturated in the area. You know, Core not able to get onto point. And it is so close here in this one. It is absolutely so close. South also getting pressure. Core, Zoom, Medini have found their way in. Medini on the OP. Sorry, the garrison. Is he going to take it? He should be able to. Yes. And down goes the OP also. Ninja Pulver, though, gets the kill. If Ninja Pulver can stay alive, he'll be able to replace his OP and get another Gary down. It is so close between these two. Medini makes it through the lines here. Ninja has not been able to get a second garrison down. Now, if the Gary situation stays like this and there's no Garys on the north and the south, that's going to be bad news bears here. Calijon also pushing in. Medini doesn't know he needs to double back here. So Ninja looking for any enemy infantry, going to be replacing that Gary. Quickly scanning, looking for Medini there. Still very dangerous, though. His OP is in a very precarious spot because there is no Gary. Medini does get taken out on the right side. Ninja needs to replace that Gary in the south, though, because again, there wasn't one on the north. Let's check again. Maybe they've rotated it a little bit here. Yeah, it's still no garrison on the north side. It's playing a dangerous game if you're just going off of OPs. Is that it right there? No. Might be a little further north. Very dangerous game, though, you're playing if you're not replacing those Garys. I think Ninja will replace the Gary here. Yeah, he has. Okay, so... And he is able to kill Fred there. So Ninja coming up huge. Getting his OP down. Getting that Gary back down. And, you know, it's safe for now. But Core is absolutely nipping at the heels here of this allied team. A little bit of a push out and attack coming here from DC. Don't know if that's what they need to do right now. You know, they got to watch out because Core is just going to come in and replace them on the backside here. At least that's what they're trying to do. DXM is getting those kills. Anthrox looking to go a little further south here to get around backside. That's the real threat. If the allies push too far out and Core slips in behind them, takes that south control, and suddenly you have a frontline push with a southern push, you know, you can be in a lot of trouble. But good job. Good job from the defenders here. Medini found his way on the backside. I guess there's an OP up on the backside. Medini here. Trying very hard to get in a good spot. Gonna be looking for that Gary again. A little bit of cap progress. Core teasing that cap progress, of course, just from sector. Tommy's gonna hear those shots from Medini, though. Immediately suppress him. I don't think Medini has a shot onto the Gary. No, it's in cover. He tried. Soul Raver's gonna no nonsense there, using the rocket to kill him. Let's rotate to the 4th because I see Navy in position. Unfortunately, just not wide enough here. Bommel gonna get the kill there. Really would love to see like a half track play onto Legrand here. A wide half track play too. If we go wide on the south, you can see here there's a lot of real estate on the edge of the map right here. A lot of free real estate. There's Zoom's operating down here. So is Anthrox. Definitely a possibility of sneaking something back though. Reeds is getting in here too. Also possibility of an airhead now. Airhead a little less. Maybe bombing around the front line. An attack from the opposite side, but an airhead under these bushes here is very sneaky. It's very hard to see. Not the easiest to splash. You can get it right there. And it's fairly easy, but you kind of need, like, with these open maps, you definitely need a distraction. You need a bombing run somewhere else to kind of take most of the focus away from the airhead on the backside. And it has to be timed with pressure from the other side of point. Speaking of pressure is consistent and continuous here from Core. Cali John finding his way onto the backside. Ooh, this pressure is getting very, very hard to deal with. It'll be very important here for DXM to get this kill. DXM does get the kill. Good kill there. I mean, but they need to push out. If anything, that middle push needs some more bodies here on the south, because the south side is getting pushed very hard. It's only going to take one rocket. You know, if Core can get a few guys together, you know, a few infantry guys, nades out, push that third guy in with a rocket, they should be able to take out this Gary again. And if it happens when Ninja Pulver is dead and on a timing, you know, that could be absolutely catastrophic here. Although 19 minutes to go, 17 minutes to start camping here. 3-2 is the score. It has remained this way since the start. I mean, there's a real possibility here that the Core could drop this game. Real possibility. Also looking at a D-Crew tank there, Kraken hopping out. I think that 76 probably should fall back here. So this is kind of the threat that I was assuming was going to happen on the south, happening on the north. Right now, Raptors squad pushed out. They've left this void behind them, and taking that space is Core. Core is taking that space. Their 76 is under threat. They might possibly lose tank and position. They don't have a Gary up over here. I'm not sold on that push across. When you see Core do these pushes across, you see them go in every hedgerow. They have a couple guys. They consistently get the kills. They push over. Right now, we're just seeing a replacement. Now, if as Wade, I do like this rotation though. Coin, Paradise, Clowns, Wade can rotate and get this Core squad. That would be good. They're gonna need to do it though. OP up on the backside of this barn here. Lots of good shooters in here for Core. Nice Yoshi, Soviet Viking in the MG, Zem in the infantry here. Soviet's going to get taken out by one rocket there from Odie. Zem, all it takes is one shot to take him out. Zem, probably one of the best shooters I know in the game. I don't want to go up against him. Rocky coming out on the backside. Exis with a peek onto the 76. Looking for the kill. Can he get it? Kraken hopping out there. Exis going to be peeking. Don't know who killed Kraken there, but Exis is thankful for that. Unfortunately, Exis, I think he scuffed his first shot there. Lots of pressure coming from the north side. Lots of pressure on the south, too. Looks like south control has gone to Core. This is going to be the moment, ladies and gentlemen. A big mistake from the Allies. Why did they push out? They can't gain anything by that. The Core just comes in. The Allies didn't have full line control, and now Axis is all over the back line. Getting a little greedy here is the Allies. They've lost their spawns. They've lost their OPs. Now double pressure is going to be coming down. I mean, it might just be a cap race in the end, ladies and gents. They've lost so much ground for so little, though. I don't really understand it. You know, when I'm thinking about this, look how much work the Allies are going to have to do to take back these positions. They've lost north, they've lost south. Yes, they've pushed a little bit down to the west, but in the end, it really doesn't serve them any purpose. I don't see any forces pocketing either of these pushes. And, you know, CORE is going to start pressuring this point like hell right now. Zoom has got through onto point. Judge Fabster, second squad leader, Humple Pumple also. And the allies are going to have to fall back here. They're going to have to fall back. Zoom on point. Gonna look to clear outside the church, the chapel. He's got a few kills already, and he takes it. Full squad coming in from the west side onto point. Nobody back to defend here. A big mistake by the allies by pushing out their lines there, especially since they didn't have full coverage. You know, CORE just comes straight behind them and replaces them, and it's effectively happened on both sides right now. Bombing run comes down too little too late. Really only gonna kill one, maybe. The CORE, you know, is going to take this point. I don't see where the spawns are going to come from for the allies. They have 3 inside the point right now. 75 is going to try to do something. 50% cap progress here. The allies are going to run in and try. Let's see this fight over point if they can. They need to stuff as many bodies as they can, plus their tanks into point. They kind of shot themselves in the foot, though. Kind of did. Exactly what we said would happen has happened. And now the allies are scrambling. I wish we could see some POVs right now of inside the chapel. It's going to be madness. Now, the issue that's going to hinder CORE right here is their close proximity OPs. They're going to lose all of their OPs right now. They have lost all of their OPs. Only going to have Southern OPs up. Is that going to be enough? It might just not be. For now, it is stabilized. How close are those CORE OPs, though? They lost at least 2 on point. Bommel's going to have a 3rd to the north. Unfortunately, there isn't enough armor here to deal with the 76 and 75. Lux goes down. Armor drives in. An effective armor push here for the allies going to save the day. CORE still pushing in close from the west. Has 2 OPs up. Amp going to realize that OP. Ooh, can Amp push now and end this? I think if... well, there's the Panzer IV. Here comes the push. A little bit later here from CORE. CORE still above 50%, so that push was good. They just could not push out and take down the OPs of CORE. Airhead going to drop into the point. Bombing run's already being used. Are we going to see a defensive airhead here? I don't know if it's going to be able to be successful. Panzer IV on the flank. Let's go on board with them. More than finding this tank, finding the backline Garys here in OPs. Much more important here for this Panzer IV. 1 shot going in. Faj is going to get a shot right in. He's going to have another shot. Oh no, big mistake from the Panzer IV. But Faj gets killed. Oh no, AT is down. You can thank Rakushi for that one. Rakushi with a kill onto the AT. Going to stop that Panzer IV from getting down. Now Alex Boss getting flanked on the other side, and we're having some cap progress from the allies. This is a crazy end to this game. 12 minutes to go. 76 remains on point. However, there's a Panzer IV behind. And as soon as that smoke clears here, this Panzer IV is going to have a field day. CORE regaining control of the strong point. The only spawn left near the point is on the north side here for the allies. 12 minutes to go. Can CORE do it? It's going to be very close. Panzer IV only needs 1 more rocket into him. If Juge can get this rocket, that would be huge. No, he can't. He gets killed. Allies have enough in sector to hold the point right here. Down goes the 76 on point. That is absolutely huge. Panzer IV taking the 76 out. Also a satchel going off. Double kill. Double kill onto the 76 there. He was dying no matter what. But still, How are they still in this one? Core just cannot get control of this point. Another rocket from Faj goes in, unfortunately not finishing off the Panzer IV here. Spieler is going to have to do work to suppress the AT off of the spawn. Panzer IV should just drive in. It's an OP. And if it's a garrison, just put an HE into the ground. Juge with a rocket. Can he take out the P4 on the backside? This might be the nail in the coffin. Can he get it? Oh, he's so close. Doesn't need it. And he gets exploded anyways. Emergency half track on the north side, and Stewart the game, so I don't blame them for kind of turtling on this one. Core going to be throwing everything at this one at the end, though. I think we'll maybe have time for one more airhead, one more bombing run, and it's going to have to really stick here. But about 5 minutes to go before that needs to happen. Bombing run's being ordered at Chapel. So here it comes. This is going to be the final push for this game. Core versus Raptors and DC. Here comes the bombing run. Immediately gets 3 or 4 kills. Steven's still alive. OP's still up though. Seema getting a nice kill there onto Steven. Good respawn timings. Oh, the Arty is so devastating though. Core is relying on their attack from one direction, and they are getting obliterated by this artillery. Something kind of uncharacteristic for Core. You know, they usually love to attack from multiple sides, but when you get forced into an attack from one direction, it's very easy for the Arty to just absolutely blanket the area, especially on such an open map like Utah Beach. There's not a lot of angles to hide behind. Artillery just eats everything up. There is definitely pressure on the 4th point. I'm assuming it's only 1 or 2 guys. I think we'll quickly rotate over to the 4th to see what that pressure is like. So yes, this is risky business here. We know what happened last time DC and Raptors pushed their lines like this in a limited fashion. Core was able to just jump in behind. Now it's very close to the end of the game, so pinning a squad or 2 on the backside is not necessarily a bad idea, but that squad needs to be on the point pressuring, either inside the hard cap or just by the hard cap where they can easily get back into it. It's definitely playing with fire. I think Steven, Nvidia, Elvi here all rotating back. You don't want to give Core position on this point. And unfortunately for Core, their OPs are just in the open here. They're not able to get into cover. Getting killed by artillery and just gunfire as soon as they push out of their OPs. Zim making it onto point again. Should be able to clear out some of the OPs in the backside of point here. Unfortunately, friendly Arty's going to take him out. And with 4 minutes left to go, it's looking more and more like this one might just end 3-2 here. 2 minutes to start capping, 2 minutes 15 seconds. This one's going to go the distance. And DC and Raptors, hold on. I don't mean that lightly. They held on. They got lucky. I mean, they made some mistakes pushing out, but oh my gosh, it's the closest to games you can imagine in competitive Hell Let Loose. Now again, this south push is so dangerous here. There's going to be time at the end of this one. Gonna have to start capping. 1 minute 45 left to go. Only kind of one squad pushing though. If there was 2 squads there with Anthrax, he potentially would be able to push the point. This squad not even able to make it to point. Only Crusader left alive. He's going to get killed too. H and Pejaman and Arancino doing a really nice job stopping that. And here we go. Cap progress on the 4th. Core, Prowie, and Soul Raver. Clippy also following up. 3 minutes to go. Cap progress increasing. How many bodies is Core going to commit to this defense? So far, only 2. A few more respawn on the backside. Those are bodies that cannot be pushed into a final attack, though. All those bodies are going to have to stay back there to stop that cap rockers. Big respawn. DC's going for it. DC and Raptors are going for a 4-1 right now. They just respawned about like a third of their team. Unfortunately, they're in the open here. Very risky from DC. I mean, only 30 seconds to start cap progress. Core does not have enough bodies back, so why not? Kind of risk it for the biscuit right now. Only one core squad in a position to push. DC and Raptors going to be going for a 4-1 at the end. They have 19 seconds to start capping to make it work. Can they do it? At least they're making pressure. This means that Core cannot be pressuring the midpoint. They need bodies back to defend the fourth. And no, it doesn't look like they're going to do it. This one's going to end 3-2 here. Wow, what a game. DC and Raptors taking Core 3-2. I wish we had an overtime function in the game where if there was cap progress, the cap progress could continue, you know, and you'd have like a 30-second grace period to put it back on if you lose it, just so that games can come down to the last second. I mean, still, there is a possibility. I don't think they're going to be able to get the full cap in the timer, but really GG, guys. Really well played. Such a close game between these two. It really was, you know, millimeters. Razor's edge, you know, left or right decisions that could have potentially influenced the victor in this one. So, you know, my hat goes off to both teams for an amazing game of Hell Let Loose. This really was a great example of defensive, you know, defensive pressure. You know, how they absorb that pressure on the defense. You know, and how dynamic you have to be as a defending team. Navy pushes onto a full Gary spawn. Down goes the Gary and half the team there. GG, guys, though. 50 seconds to go here. Lots of pressure on the fourth. Core going to drop this one, but just amazing to see. Amazing example of competitive Hell Let Loose. Hopefully there's a lot more to come. I want to see these guys playing each other again and on more maps too. The Artie, shout outs to the Artie for DC and Raptors. They've been on point right so far. Shout out to everybody who played. I'd love to see the stats. You know, we'll get that after the game. Hopefully, you know, in the coming updates, we'll get those real-time stats, so we'll be able to really break down the stats with you guys. But this is gonna be a great VOD to go back and watch. 3-2. What an awesome match of competitive Hell Let Loose that was. If you want to see more, click the video icon on the left, and if you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button on the right. Have a good one.